Hello, my name is Dante Renee, and welcome to the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more. Like tonight's film, this is 2005's Next Door, or I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, Naboer, which I believe means next door. This particular film is a foreign movie that was released as part of the Danger After Dark TLA releasing DVD here, distribution. And this was released in 2005, I believe, on DVD, and the copyright of the film is 2005 as well. This is a movie that I bought around 2005, actually. Watched it once then, and then rewatched it again recently. And was just absolutely surprised upon watching it a second time. Number one, that I hadn't watched it many more times in the past, 14 years or so, but that more people aren't talking about this movie. This is a very, very unique and a very, to misuse the word unique, it's a special experience for anyone who likes anything that's transgressive, dark, sexual, and horrific. This is a very, very special treat for you. This particular film, in a way, well, in many ways, plays with you. But when you first start to watch it, maybe even upon the menu screen, you might start to think that this could be what the IMDb or whatever the genre that they give it, they call it a psychological thriller. I mean, I think that's what was being thrown around about this movie. Okay, now it couldn't be anything further from the truth, to me at least. But upon first starting the film, you start to maybe think that this could be in the psychological thriller world. That all gets shattered within minutes. For me, it got shattered within minutes. Psychological thrillers to me typically mean, something very mainstream, something palatable, something openly available and to wide interest. It means violence that's redeemable, sexuality, if it's in there at all, that's redeemable. Something that people who don't like dark stuff are okay with because it has a nice detective twist and there's a really good storyline and the good guy wins and blah 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 whatever. Okay, it's a tense and keeps you at the edge of your seat. And this is not to just destroy the psychological thriller genre. Okay, but what I am saying is I'm not a huge fan of them, number one. But number two, I do like it when they mix it with within other genres, though. But this film is, to me, just no by the definitions I just gave of a psychological thriller. This is a movie that deals... It's an oppressive film, an oppressive atmosphere, an oppressive... score at times, oppressive cinematography, oppressive locations. It's claustrophobic in a way that's nightmare-inducing. It fulfills my definition of horror, which is I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't understand what's going on. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this movie, as I'm watching it, is a cacophony of things that are off kilter, things that are disturbing, and at times you're not sure why they're disturbing, but they're being done in an oppressive, different, thus disturbing way. You don't know what's going to happen frame by frame. Anything is possible when you watch this film. You get that vibe when you're watching it that anything can happen, anything goes. As the Guns N' Roses song says, An Appetite for Destruction. My way, your way, anything goes tonight. Panties around your knees, swing your ass in the breeze, doing that grind with the push and squeeze. Anyway, let's get back to this. Great song. This film has that definition of horror to me, and it leaves the viewer completely in a world of chaos and the unknown, as the main character of the film is also in the unknown. This film has extremely realistic, raw violence. It's a very violent movie in a realistic sense. It is an extremely sexual film. Extremely. I mean, there's no rating on here, but this definitely doesn't have an R. I mean, it's not an X, but it's not an R. But within the violence and within the sexuality, we get something that really brings us into the danger zone for Next Door. We get deviancy. Deviant sexuality. This is the definition of deviant sexuality. Deviant violence. If you are a person who likes S&M, as some of my friends who are watching this film do, enjoy it sexually, this film could take violence within sexuality to a level that will disturb even the most avid S&M goers. Now, I'm not saying this is an S&M film. What I am saying is it can play within those worlds and those tropes, but in a way that is way, way beyond, way too far, way into territory of holy crap, okay? That's the world that we're operating in here. We essentially have one guy, incredible acting, never seen any of these people before, and two girls. We have an apartment complex. We basically have two apartments. But it's the space of the apartments, of the interior of these apartments. It's the unknown reasons for saying unknown things. Unknown, like, why are they doing that? Why are they saying that? Why is this happening in this particular way? And things unravel. And crazy chaos. Nightmare. Mysteries, secrets, revealing. But even in the reveal, the film leaves you completely disturbed, overwhelmed, and sadistically, cinematically, in anarchy, satisfied. The running time for this film is 76 minutes long. Talk about a film with pacing. I'm not saying it's quick. I'm saying talk about a film with pacing. Talk about a film that you are authentically interested in every frame. You know what's really unique? Watching a film, especially for people who aren't that adventurous, watching a film where you don't know what the hell is necessarily going on, but the way the movie is made, it makes it continually interesting for those people who don't typically like not knowing what's going on, if that makes sense. Musically, we do have orchestrated score, but we also have an incredible dose of darkness. We do have drama, but we have an incredible dose of darkness in this score, okay? With a variety of sounds, and we have a variety of locations. You know, in some ways, this film almost represented to me a 76-minute version of one of those 5-minute sections of a David Lynch film that are the most terrifying things I've ever seen cinematically. But take that, really terrifying, 5-minute section of a David Lynch film, and it makes it a 76-minute film here with Next Door. Amazing acting, amazing cinematography. It's very intense. It's very bizarre. It's untraveled territory, very unique. It's a horror film. It is a sexploitation film. It is a disturbing film, a dark film, a weird film, a surreal film, a troubling film, a not a feel-good film, but an absolutely fascinating film. It's raw, it's elegant, it's mysterious, and it's what the F. This is 2005's Next Door. Oh, and the two girls are I thought pretty damn hot. Especially this girl right here had a really interesting face. I'm blanking right now. Obviously, it is a foreign film. I'm blanking right now, but I believe it might be Norwegian, but I'm not remembering right now, but you can easily find that. It says, icy sexuality and raw violence. Bizarre seductions, blows to the jaw, deeply disturbing memories. And this is a movie also of the mind. If you are scared of losing control of your mind, if you are scared of figuring out what it would take for you to get to a bad place mentally, especially as you get older, what would it take? We have, as you get older, you become more surrounded by things like dementia, Alzheimer's, all these types of things. And how does that happen? How do you get there? And then you also start to think about serial killers. You start to think about people who just wind up in asylums or just spend a brief stint in a mental ward. What does it take to get there? It can't just be a bad piece of suffering in your life or PTSD, because there are a lot of people who suffer things but don't go there. And other people do go there. Well, what is it? 2005's Next Door. Awesome movie. Here it is. Great for the Halloween season or any season. Thank you so much for watching the 10 Room Bizarro YouTube page, where I talk about films that I believe need to be talked about more, like 2005's Next Door, or aka Naboer. Please feel free to check out my own personally made films at my site at Vimeo, www.vimeo.com/poopydiarrhea, POOPYDIARRHEA, and follow me there, because I'm constantly making new movies and new music, especially for the anniversary in November of 2019, depending on when you're watching this review. Thank you so much, and have a good night.